You're tuning in to the Redefine the Hustle podcast. Hello and welcome to episode 131, Redefining Your Day Job. I'm your host, Suze, a growth mindset and productivity coach and the founder of the Rockstar Advocate. And we aim to release new podcast episodes and other inspiring content every Wednesday right here on our YouTube page. So be sure to click that subscribe button right below here so you don't miss out. If you're tuning in from Spotify or Apple Podcast or any other audio platform, be sure to head on over to our YouTube channel at Rockstar Advo and subscribe so you can be alerted when we drop new content outside of this podcast. Last week in episode 130, Redefining Your Side Hustle, I went over my 3-part system for successfully growing your side hustle so that you can ultimately quit your day job. I'm back this week to play a bit of a devil's advocate and demonstrate a few reasons why you may want to keep your day job in order to grow a career in music. And no, it's not just about the paycheck. This week, I'm bringing you this inspiring talk thanks to my Rockstar Slackers monthly coaching and weekly accountability program. Now, over the last 4 years, I have crafted and refined an incredibly unique private community of creatives over on Slack. Now, that's where my team and I hold you accountable on your goals all throughout the week, every single week. Now, shout out to Jen, our community manager and director of Rockstar Affairs. We also celebrate your wins, big and small, answer your burning questions during our weekly office hours, and host you twice a month for group mixers and coaching. The features that come with this monthly subscription are too vast to list all right here. Although if you're watching this episode on video, you'll see some of them scrolling across the bottom of the screen as I talk. But the results are clear, as many of our members have been with us for over a year, and half of those have been with us for over 2. Accountability works. We also started to implement earlier this year Slackers only quarterly workshops. Now this is free to all members, both past and present. And this Thursday, November 10th, we're getting ready for our next one where we meet over Zoom and help everyone brainstorm what they will each specifically focus on for the next 6 to 7 weeks as we close out 2022. Now you're welcome to join us. All you have to do is subscribe. All current Slackers not only get a free copy of my 2023 Rockstar Life Planner, yep, the physical one, the one that's not available to the public anymore, but they also get access to the replays of all of my workshops, including this quarterly event. It's the perfect community to join if you're feeling misunderstood, unseen by the people in your orbit, or if you're struggling to balance your day job and your side hustle without getting frustrated and burnt out. This is the place you want to be. The place that so many of our Slackers call home and one of the best communities they've ever been in. It's a place to feel seen, heard, and supported through all the unique hurdles that one goes through as a musicpreneur. The link to join for less than $1.50 per day is below in the show notes. Now, before we welcome you with open arms into the Slackers community, let's first get into some mindset shifts around this dreadful day job of yours, shall we? This episode was originally inspired by my dear friend and colleague, Matthew Mayer. Now, you may know him as Mayer Solo Piano on Instagram. But back in August, we both spoke at CD Baby's DIY Musician Conference, and I gotta say, I was so thrilled to be able to attend his talk. And by the way, Matt, thanks for the shout outs and the kind words. Really appreciated it. By the end of his talk, he had most of us in tears, completely inspired by his passion and positivity around having a day job. I may have gone full-time with this company 8 years ago, but I don't easily forget the difficulty for over 12 years of managing day jobs while trying to get my businesses off the ground. Not only was it exhausting, but the shame that I carried still having a day job weighed on me and ultimately caused me to waste more time. Now, I'm under no spells here. I will fully admit that money that I received after my dad had passed allowed me to invest in coaching and go all in. And that played a big role in not only having access to premier mentorship, but it also allowed me to put as much focus as I could into making this work. Don't get me wrong, I still worked my ass off and I had to overcome many hurdles while becoming super intentional with how I spent my time. But I definitely had help. I am fully aware of that privilege, and not everyone is able to just take that leap of faith and figure it out. I was also single with no children or a loved one to care for or look after. My risk was mine alone. I always say productivity is personal. So is success. Your journey is yours alone, and your 24 hours is not the same as anyone else's. While I am all for jumping and building your wings on the way down, I consider it a privilege to be able to take that leap. It's ultimately a selfish act, and whether it's right or not for someone depends on a lot of factors. Now, true, you'll never feel ready to leave your day job. Never. You're never going to just get that little voice that says, okay, now's the time. So if that's what you're waiting for, stop. There is no ready. There's just belief and blind faith that you're going to make it work. However, when you have children, a partner, or other responsibilities, the equation becomes a bit more complicated. And what I loved about Matthew's talk is that he focused on his definition of success and his goals as an artist. Every decision we make needs to be aligned with what we're trying to build and why we're trying to build it. He made a point of saying that while he continues to work a day job, he's been able to interview his idols on his podcast, tour the world, land on Billboard, and chart #1 on the New Age charts, released 15 albums, became an internationally awarded artist. I mean, if that's not an incredible definition of success, I don't know what is. And this is all with a day job. Day jobs are not what holds someone back. It's their outlook on that day job and how they leverage it. He also made a point of noting his financial decisions as they related to his goals for his career. He wasn't concerned with investing in the best piano or the nicest car or renting the best recording space. He made sure he could get by with what he had until he couldn't. He focused on spending and saving his money in ways that aligned with his goals for success. Now, I'm not about to make this episode all about Matthew's talk, but I do want to use his points as a springboard into a conversation about your day job and what it can do for you. Now, way back in season 1 of this podcast, when it was the Musicpreneur Mindset, episode 12 was titled Stop Hating Your Day Job. Feel free to go back and listen to it after this one. Now, the link for that one is in the show notes below. Now, episode 12 listed out the skill sets that you could master at pretty much any day job to make it worth your time. But I want to zoom out a little bit here and focus on letting go of the shame around your day job and how it can ultimately help your music career. In today's episode, I want to go over 3, now there are likely more, mindset shifts that can help you redefine your relationship with your day job. Number 1, it can help you stay intentional with your time and energy. Let's face it, the less time you have, the less time you have to waste. If you were freed of your day job tomorrow, you wouldn't simply be on your way to knocking your music career out of the park. As much as we'd like to tell ourselves that and blame our day job for holding us back, you would likely flounder a bit along the way, doing too much of everything with all the extra time you suddenly had. See your limited time as an opportunity to hone in on only the most urgent and important tasks. You don't need much to move the needle. Put in a day's work, come home, rest, recharge, and then choose something that you can get done within 1 hour's time that's going to move you closer to your goals. That 1 hour, and I could probably challenge you to doing even less than an hour, can be more valuable to moving you forward towards your goals than not taking a break and working 4 hours after work while burning out, or trying to multitask and work on your music career while you get the kids dinner, or while you try to have a half-assed conversation with your partner. Take the break and then use that limited time as wisely as possible. Now, the second mindset reframe is it can keep you healthy and fed. Did someone say healthcare? 401k? Sick days? Paid time off? Even with those retail and restaurant jobs, yeah, I've been there, I get it. Discounts on products and food? None of those benefits come with working for yourself. Well, certainly not in the beginning. And it doesn't feel great when you're starting out and deciding between groceries and therapy. So embrace the safety net and make the most of any benefits your job has to offer. Number 3, it's the community you didn't know you had. Your network is your net worth. And Matthew killed it in his talk when he brought up how many times his job in HR had brought him fans, collaborators, and incredible business opportunities. Now, your day job may not be your favorite, but it's almost impossible not to click with someone at work, even if you work remotely. And that someone is all you need to open up an entire new world of people who could be into your music or service-based business. Maybe that person is your boss, or maybe you don't want your boss to ever know what you're building on the side. Maybe it's a coworker or even an intern at your job who you're mentoring. Maybe it's the HR person. Maybe it's the security guard in your building. You never know. But these people that you see and interact with on a daily basis, you can't help but get to know them better and feel some sort of connection, even if it's because you're both just in the doldrums of this day job together. You're bound to form some kind of bond. Utilize that connection. You'd be surprised who those other people know and what those people can do for you. Not to mention, building a business can be pretty lonely. Having coworkers and others hustling beside you can be something that we easily take for granted. I know I did. As introverted as I am, I kind of miss having that warehouse of people together at Crate and Barrel to just have water cooler talk with and make jokes with when the going gets tough. There's no water cooler talk when you're in your studio all day, every day. I share all of this to say, be careful what you wish for. Sometimes the day job you're running from is exactly what you need to sustain the music career you've always wanted. Sometimes all it takes is a reframe and a redefining of what that job means to you in order for you to make the most of it. So what do you think? Do you agree? Have you listened to episode 130? Do you feel like you're more inclined to take the leap and build that side hustle into your main gig, or make your day job work for you, at least for the time being? There's no wrong answer here, only what's best for you. So let me know in the comments. Comment below this video and be sure to subscribe so you're alerted to my response. I hope these mindset reframes were helpful. Now, if someone you know could benefit from this advice, share this episode with them, won't you? I'll be back next week with another episode and some exciting news about what new offers you can expect from the Rockstar Advocate this holiday season. You're not going to want to miss it, so stay tuned. See you next week, and until then, take care.